Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Keith once again with Craps TX. Thank you so much as always for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Before we get started, please hit that thumbs up for us. It just takes a simple little click. Hit that bell or subscribe if you haven't yet, then hit the bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when the next video comes out. So this is a continuation of the 50 for 1 strategy. First episode, we didn't do great, but we kind of maintained, we're hanging in there. We bought in with 700 originally. We're down to 475, 85, 486. So we lost 214 on that first episode. Let's see if we can't get some of it back. You can go back and watch that first episode, kind of get an explanation of how the strategy works. I will also explain as we go along here, at least what I'm doing. Probably not going to go, in depth on it, but let's see what we can do. Let's go ahead and get into it. That way we can see if we're going to make any ground back whatsoever. There is nothing there. We'll just take that hard 10. How about that? All right, we're looking for a point. We're not going to be the shooter. We're on a $10 table. $10 table. You can play this at the $5, $10, or $15 level. You could play it at the $25 level also, but you're going to have to up your bets when we get to the 4 and the 10, and you'll see why. All right, dice out. There's a 6, 4, 10. 10 will be our point. And we start out by putting 132 inside. So place out 132. Well, I don't have 132, but there's 135. We'll get $3 and change. Dealer, I'd like to place inside 132. So that looks a little something like 30 on the 5 and 9, right? And then 36 on the 6 and 8. So each one of these is going to pay $42. So out of that 42, we're going to take 20 and put it on the 10, 20 and put it on the 4, collect $2. On the next hit, any of those will still pay 42 or 40 in case of on the case of the 4 and the 10. In the case of the 4 and 10, on the case of the 4 and 10, whatever. If it's the 4 and 10, it'll pay 40. The rest of them will pay 42. At that point, we're going to press each number up by 1 unit. That'll bring them up to 25, 35, 42, 42, 35, and 25. At that point, you are at the 50 for 1, thus the name of the strategy, because they will pay $49 or 50 for 1. Nice out. Let's see if we can get some of these inside numbers and show it to you rather than explain it to you. There's a 314. Doesn't help us yet. Hard 8, the square pair, if you dare. That'll work. 36 pays 42. We'll go ahead and pay that out in red just so you can visually understand what's going on. There is $42. Dealer, I would like to buy the 4 and the 10 for 20 each. Most casinos, once you get to the $20 level, you can buy, which just means you have to pay a VIG to get the 2-to-1 odds on that. $1 per 20 bet. And you usually pay it when you win. Some casinos may make you pay it up front. But this casino right here at my house, we pay on the win. And right now, I'll show you how. Okay, there's a hard 4. 20. We need a $1 VIG. The dealer's going to ask you for $1. We got $20 out there. And now that'll pay 40. All right, we'll pay that out in red. Actually, red and a little white, because we're going to need them. So there's $40. That paid $40. 20 paid 40 with that $1 VIG. Now we'd like to press each press each number up by 1 unit. So that's a nickel on each, and then $5 on the 6 and 8, and we got $8 going back to our rack. That now brings us to 25 on the 4. We'll clean that up. 35 on the 5, 42 on the 6, 42 on the 8, 35 on the 9, and 25 on the 10. What's significant about that? Well, we're now at the 50 for 1 level on each number. And from here out, we're going to same bet, at least for the first 3 hits, because the first 3 hits will get us back into profit for that shooter. 639. All right, 35 pays 49 or 50 for 1. The dealer will ask you to drop $1. And we will collect, same bet. Dice out. 2x4, 6. Same thing there. 42 pays 49 or 50 for $1. and we will collect, same bet. All right, I've got 4 green. I'm just going to condense down as we go, consolidate, keep it clean over there. 4 green for a black chip, dice out. 5, 3, 8. There is our third hit. We are now in profit for this shooter. 42 pays 49 or 50 for $1. And collect. We're at 155, 156. So we bought in for 132 or bet 132 for that shooter. We're at 156. Nice out. From here on out, you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to keep it as the same bet. 42 pays 49. That's a hard 6 or 50 for 1. You could regress. You can move things around. You can take down the 4 and the 10 if you want to. However you want to do it at this point. Once you got those 3 hits, you are in the profit, and you can make hay however you want. There was boxcars, 12 midnight. 5, 3, 8. 42 pays 49, or say it with me, 50 for 1. We don't have $1, we got a nickel. So I'll get 4 and change, and we will collect, same bet. I'm gonna condense those down. There's 4 green for a black. And we're now over $250 on this shooter. 6, 3, 9. 35 pays 49, or 50 for $1. Collect. There's 4 more green chips. We now have 3 black chips, $303 or something like that. There's a 2x4 6 once again. Another 50 for $1. $49 or 50 for 1. Collect. Collect, collect, collect. You could even start playing some prop bets if you wanted to, some hard ways, some horn bets. Horn bet would have worked there. 6, 5, yo, 11. You can play the field, whatever you want to do. Whatever your little heart desires. There is a 5, 1, 6. Whatever your risk tolerance is. 42 pays 49 or 50 for 1. Collect, please. And there's 4 more green for a black. This shooter's doing as good. We're up 400. 6, 4, 10. Point hit. Better yet, more money hit. 25 is going to pay, we need $1 vig, and that's going to pay 50 for that $1. Like I said, it's $1 per 20 bet. So some casinos may make you pay $2 on that. This casino, we just charge $1 until it gets to 40. But we're not going to be pressing up anyway. So we're now collecting that, and we're looking for a new point. 5, 1, 6. All right, 6 is our new point. Dice out. 6, 4, 10. There's that 10 right back. We don't have any singles. Well, there's a single there. I mean, it's not out of our winnings, but we'll just take it. It's going to pay 50 for 1. Dealer ask you for $1. There's our 50. Double up on the 4 and the 10. There's 4 more green for another black chip. We'll take it, shake it and bake it. And I helped. There's a 6, 5, yo, 11. That does not help, but it doesn't hurt either. 6, 3, 9. That helps. 35 pays 49 or 50 for 1. Guess I need to put these singles out there. Since I'm borrowing from my rack, there is 50. Collect, please. Same bet. Gonna same bet it out. There is a 2x4 6. It's working for us so far. So yes, we could press up. I understand that. You guys are probably screaming at me. Go ahead and press up another unit. Do something. Make some more money. Well, I'm just gonna leave it as it is because I'm doing pretty good with it right now, and I'm okay with that. There's 4 green for a black. I don't even know how many black chips we got over there now. I know we ran out over here, so let's get another one. Another little stack. And a 6, 2, 8. All right. We got a hot shooter here, man. I don't even know how many rolls he's got, but so far so good. 42 pays 49 or 50 for 1. Let's see. I am going to have to get some change, so we'll do that. There's a quarter. There's 20. And 5, that'll just make it easier in case we happen to hit one more time. Nice out. And we don't. Jinxed myself. 5, 2, and we're through, but, he said with a dramatic pause, that shooter did us well. Very well. Deep into the well. And let's see, just for grins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600. That is a deal. That's a deal, folks. I'll take that any day if a shooter can get you $600. All All right, puck goes off. Where are we at on time? We're only 10 minutes in. Man, that seemed like a long time. It was a long roll. So let's keep on going. We'll trudge on. Dice are out, looking for a point. 6-5, yo, 11. Well, that 11 been popping up quite a bit. Play the horn, Keith. Well, no, I'll just stand here and do nothing. There's 3-2-5. We will now place 132 in the come and say, hey, Mr. Dealer or Miss Dealer, please place me 132 inside. Righty-o. Right on it. There we go. That's 25 on each of those. 30, 35, 35, and 30. And then let's make that 6 and 8 a proper bet. Cap it off with a single to make it 36. 30, 36, 36, and 30. Each one of those pays $42. There's a 6, 4, 10 with a jumpy rolly dice. Jumpy Rolly. Sounds like a band name. All right. 5, 4, 9. That'll work. That is a hit on a number. 30 pays 42. We'll pay that out on red just to get a visual on it. There's 20 and 40, and then there's 2. Dealer, I'd like to buy the 4 and the 10 for 20 each, please. That's a bet. And we'll take that $2, put it in our rack, and maybe have enough for a soda or another beverage, or at least a tip for a beverage. There is a hard 10. That's a good hit. We're going to pay the $1 vig. We did buy the 10, so that just means you have to pay a $1 vig so you can get the 2-to-1 odds. $1 commission. So that 20 is going to pay 40. We'll pay that out in red and white just because we have to now press each number up by 1 unit. That's what you're going to ask the dealer to do. So that is a nickel on each. Actually, it's a $10 table, so I guess 1 unit would be $10. But so let's just say 1 chip, 1 bet. I don't know how you would say that. Would it still be 1 unit? There's a 5, 3, 8, or 5, 3, 8. A nickel and $3 going back. All right, so that now puts us at 25 on the 4. Clean that up. 35 on the 5. 42 on the 6. 42 on the 8. And 35 on the 9, 25 on the 10. There's 5 for a quarter. Significance of this is now we are at the 50 for 1 level on all the numbers. Dice out. All the box numbers, that is. 415, point hit. But that is our first 50 for 1 hit. 35 pays 49, or 50 for 1. Bets are off. We're going to collect. Same bet. Bets are off. Puck is off. Same shooter looking for a new point. 6-5 yo. Man, that 6-5 yo. Frontline winner. That comes out a lot. Must be my dice control, my dice setting. There is a 3-2-5. 5 will be our new point. It was our old point as well. So that is just fine. 5 is all right for me. 5 for fighting. 6-2-8. 42 pays 49. 50 for $1. Dealer asks you to drop $1. Gladly, because you're going to get 3 or 2 green chips for it. There's 4 green chips. We're going to go ahead and consolidate as we go. There's a black chip. That gives us a visual. $107 over there. And we didn't quite make it back to our initial bet. 4-3-7. That shooter is done. We'll go another shooter or 2. Where are we at on time? Man, we're only almost 14 minutes in. We're doing all right. Of course, this would go a lot slower at a table, you know. I mean, you got a bunch of people betting. They got to clear the bets and pay the bets. And, you know, some fool's going to buy in mid-roll. Everybody's going to give him the evil eye. But puck is off, so he can buy in now, I guess. Let's see. We'll take that 6-2-8. That always works for me. Clear that out of the way. Still doing pretty good over there. Dice out. 3-1-4. Let's try not to give too much of it back. We may end this one short just so we don't give it back. Good thing to do that. Walk away from the table once you're up. 3-1-4. 4 is our new point. We're going to throw out that 132. He says walk away from the table and he proceeds to keep playing. Yep, it's right down there in the comments. Or at least it might end up down there. People always seem to try to find a contradiction in what I'm saying. There is 132. Dealer, please place me 132 inside. Gladly. Whoops. And there we go. 30, 36, 36, and 30. Dice out. Looking for those inside number hits. There is one of them. Hard 6. 36 is going to pay 42. Dealer, I would like to buy the 4 and 10 for 20 each. That's a bet. Let's move that puck back. We got 20 each on the 4 and 10, and we're going to collect $2 into the rack. Dice out. Any box number. Any box number. 2 by 4, 6. That works. 36 is going to pay 42. Once again, we'll lay them out here so it's a visual for everybody. Dealer, I'd like to press up by 1 unit. Each number. So that's 5 on the outside numbers and 6 on that 6 and 8. Then we'll collect $10 back to the rack and get all these set up. There is 25. We'll clean it up and put a green. 35 on the 5, 42 on the 6 and 8. 35 on the 9 and 25 on the 10. Now, there we go. 5 nickels for a quarter. 50 for 1 is our payout on all of these. Nice out. Hard 8. There is our first hit at that level. Dealer asks you to drop $1. He'll give you 2 green. And you are now on your first hit at 50 to 1. Dice are coming out. 6-5 yo 11. Probably had about 38 11s so far. Dice out. That was an exaggeration. 6-2 8. 42 pays 49 or 50 for $1. And collect. Same bet, please. That's 100. There's 4 green. We'll put a black chip over there. We are almost there. There's $110 on this shooter thus far. 314. That should put us over with that third hit. He'll ask you to drop $1 for that 25 for $1 vig. So I don't have one. There's a nickel. I'll get 4 and change. And now that significance means that that number pays 2 to 1 or $50. That's our third hit. We're at 155.59. So that is above the 132 that we initially placed. We are in the profit for this shooter. You can now do whatever you want. 3 craps. Dice are coming out. 5, 4, 9. I am just going to leave it at the same bet just to make it easy, squeezy, lemon peasy, something like that. 35 pays 49 or 50 for 1. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, I think is how it goes, right? There is 4 green for a black. All right, dice are coming out. Any box number, please. 2 by 4, 6. That'll work. 42 pays 49 or 50 for $1. Bet you didn't know that. There is $50, and we're going to collect. Same bet. We are in collect mode. We are in permanent collect mode at this point. 639. Of course, you could play some hard ways or some horn numbers or some field or whatever you wanted to do. That 35 on that 9 is going to pay 49 or 50 for $1. Even exchange, or that's a good exchange rather. There's 4 more green for a black. We'll take it. Dice are coming out. 5, 2, 7. All right. So we did get into profit with that shooter, so that's good. We're not going to be too angry at that. We're leaving a lot of money at the table, but it takes money to make money. I think I say that once a video at least. At least when we're winning. We'll clean all that off. The puck is going to go off, and we are at 19 minutes. We'll do one more shooter. All right. Hope we don't do too much damage, rather, is what I was trying to say with one more shooter. Because it looks like we're doing pretty good profit-wise. Let's see. There's a 538. We'll take that. All right. We're looking for a point. New shooter coming out. 527. Pay the line. Front line winner. Nice out. 516. We lost a dot, but we got a point. And we're going to put our 132 out. If you've watched the first video and the second video that you're watching right now, you should know that by now. 132 inside, please, dealer. Please and thank you. Make sure you take care of your dealers too. Maybe play some numbers for them or just give them a tip, you know. Wear rain boots in the rain. That's a tip, right? So 30, 36, 36, and 30. There we go. All right, we're ready for those inside numbers, please, shooter. There's a 10, a hard 10. We don't need that one yet, but thank you. That is okay for now. 516, point hit. 36 pays 42. We'll pay that out in red because we're going to ask the dealer, please buy my 4 and 10 for 20 each. Bet. That is a bet. All right, bets are off. Speaking of bets, puck is off. Coming out. You can work the come out. I think I said that already. Maybe. I know I said it in the first video. There's a 325. 5 will be our new point. And we are off and running. Any box number, please. There we go. That's a box number. 314. 20 is going to pay 40 as long as you give the dealer a $1 vig per 20 bet. All right, so that is going to pay 40 now. 20 is going to pay 40 because we paid our $1 commission. So we will pay that out. There is 35, and I'll go ahead and put 5 in singles because we're going to ask the dealer to press us up 1 unit on all the numbers. So that's going to be 6 on the 6 and 8, and then a nickel each on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. And then we put $8 back to the rack. And now we are at 25 on the 4. Yes, we are at the 50 for 1 level once again. There's 35 on the 5, 42 on the 6 and 8. They don't pay quite as much, so you got to have a bigger number on there. 35 and 25 for a green. There we go. We're at that 50 for 1 level. All we need is box numbers. Box numbers, box numbers. There we go. Hard 4. 25. Dealer's going to ask you for $1. $1 per 20 bet. It's a commission. They call it a vig. Stands for vigorish, I think is the word. So now that pays 50. 2 to 1 after that $1 commission. Same bet, please. We're going to collect. 314, right back on the 4. Well, why didn't you press up? You would have hit more. Well, I didn't want to press up because I'm at that collect level at $50. So I'm going to give the dealer $1. There's a $1 dealer. Say that 5 times fast. And there's $50. And we are going to condense as we go. There's 4 green. I'm going to swap that out for a black chip and continue on with the same shooter. Box numbers, please. That is a box number. That's a 415. It's also the point. 35 is going to pay 49, or, say it with me, 50 for 1. Yeah, that's right. 50 for 1. That is a deal that I will take any day, and we are now in the profit for this shooter, 155, 156. We've bought in for 132 inside. So we can do anything we want now. Regress, press up, play left-handed, whatever you want to do. Puck is off, bets are off. We're looking for a new point. Same shooter. 2x4, 6. 6 will be our new point. This will probably be our last shooter. Looking at the time, and, well, there you go, 437. Yep, I'll just stick to my word, and I'll say, yes, that's the last shooter. We're coming up on 24 minutes. So, yeah, we'll take that down. This is the 50 for 1 strategy. The name is the strategy, 50 for 1. You want to get to that level where each number pays 50 for $1. And we were at that level right there, but Big Red showed its head, and we didn't get to collect any on that shooter. But we did on a couple of other shooters, and that did us well. So let's get a little condensation. Condensation? Condensation is moisture, right? Let's condense these down. Well, we may not have to do much. There's $3. There's 20 of those. There's those. Well, hey, what? You know what? I've got purple chips now. So there is 500 for a purple slurple. And there's another 500 for a purple. And we are looking good, folks. 700 buy-in on the first video. We were down to, what, 394? No, we were down to 486, I think, to start this video. So we're now at 1,000, 1,100, 50, 60, 70, and 3. 1173, right? 1,000, 11, 50, 70, and 3. 1173. Starting buy-in on the first episode of this series was 700. So we are $473 in the profit thanks to a couple of shooters that really strung it out for us. And we appreciate that. Might even purchase a cocktail for them. even though they're free. At least most casinos are free, unless you're playing in Oklahoma. I know that much. Yeah. So let me know what you think down in the comments. That's going to wrap this particular strategy up, a two-part series. The 50 for 1 strategy, again, self-explanatory. We're trying to get all those numbers up to a 49 or a 50 for 1 payout. Let me know what you think down in the comments down there. And if you don't want to do that, you can email us, crapstx@gmail.com. I will gladly respond. As long as you are congenial, I'll be congenial back. Yeah. So there's also some links down there in the description. Please check those out for us. We are an Amazon affiliate, and anything that you want to purchase on Amazon, if you just click on one of those links, you don't have to buy what the link is. That'll take you to Amazon, and then you can just purchase whatever you're going to purchase as you would, and you're not going to get charged anything extra. You'll get all the deals. If you wait till Prime Day, you'll get the deals there too. What it does is just give us a little bit of commission or a finder's fee. Doesn't really amount to much, but if enough of you do it, it might, and it helps us get a little money, buy some more chips. Like I said, I got some green, and I also bought some orange. Never know if we get to, well, yeah, you know what? We could have replaced that with an orange, couldn't we? There we go. Make it a little colorful. So that's a $1,000 chip. 1,100, 50, 70, and 3. So still the same amount of numbers, amount of chips rather. But yeah, let's get that orange chip out there. You got to see the purple. Now you get to see the orange. And that's all I've got. I haven't got any more. I hadn't even played any strategies where we get or use those, except for the payout when we condense down here. So yeah, that's it. 50 for 1. This is Craps TX. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble on. And hit that thumbs up before you get out of here. Subscribe if you haven't yet. That helps us a ton. So does that thumbs up. Hit that bell for notification. That helps you to know when we put out a new video. So my name is Keith. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.